Why, hello, friends. It's Peter Paul Van Camp here again. Still at home. We all find ourselves at home, don't we? But trying to keep our hand in and to keep our hands busy. So I'd like to speak about, well, first of all, what I would have been doing in the normal course of events. I had 3 engagements lined up. One yesterday, one this evening, and one for tomorrow. Gigs, we call them in the show game, gigs. It's short for engagements. It's been truncated and because time is of the essence normally. Not anymore. We're just sitting around the place. And all the same, many years ago, I took it as my mandate to perform as often and wherever I could as possible. So I joined a group called the 3-Ring Rymesters. We have our 3-ring Rymester binders here, and there aren't that many of us left. In fact, with the exception of myself and I own a beer wagon with whom I wrote the theme piece for our little tribe. Now, this was back when she was still Iona DeSoto, before she married Ed Bannister, a beer wagon. Her sister married Ed Bannister. She married Joe Beerwagon. I get confused. Unita Bannister and Iona Beerwagon, formerly the DeSoto Girls. The rhyming couplet. They had a little act they did. Anyhow, this is the piece that has been performed, countless times. Well, I have counted them, but I shan't trouble you with all that information. It goes like this. If you like poems, and who does not, come and listen to these poems we've brought. We've reams of rhyme and carloads of odes, a bale of ballads, now who's for any pode? We're the 3-Ring Rymesters, and we'll read for you. Come, fill the halls we advertise, we'll thrill you with our expertise. We'll bring our poems into your homes, recite for groups or to you alone. We're the 3-Ring Rymesters, and we'll read for you. Call us in the morning or call at night. No time nor place we can't recite. We're in the cities, the small towns too, with a ditty for the many or the few. We're regular fellas, as you can see. Now, we don't do limericks, sir or madam. We would not even if we had 'em. Well, all right. There once was a gal from Ashtabula. She learned to dance the hula hula. She said with a smirk as she dressed for work, that sort of thing. Not interested. We're the 3-Ring Rymesters, and we mean it too. Now, sometimes we go on the air. We'd rather that you heard us where you can tap your foot and join in the chorus. We'd like to know you're rooting for us. Yep, we're the 3-Ring Rymesters, and we'll read for you. Oh, yes, we are, and yes, we do. Yes, we do. So that's how I might have started out one of these shows, these engagements, these gigs, if you will. But instead, like yourselves, I'm confined to quarters, and so I'm going to trot out another old piece for you here. This is the prospectus of the Sitting and Sewing Society. It's all about the sort of club I would have liked to have found. I may yet do it yet. So far, I'm the only member. But one day when I've hung up my my binder and my favorite shoes and shirts and sweaters and ceased the road game, why, I may just be sitting in a club room, and this will be up by the door for members to read as they come in. And it'll sound a little something, I suppose, like this, being the prospectus of the Sitting and Sewing Society. Do you feel you're up to the folly and fun and, by golly, the notoriety? Well, come tie on the trimmings that trait you as one of the Sitting and Sewing Society. Oh, good heavens. Is this an incognito order, some sinister secret society? Egad, no, we're nothing like that, not at all. No, we're more of the sitting and sewing variety. You see, our founders foresaw that inertia as law might furnish a tenor of piety. Thus, upholstered horsehair and the overstuffed chair form the fundament of our society. An old-fashioned order that's come to the fore with its arms on the armrests and feet on the floor. Don't trouble to knock, we won't come to the door. All members will please enter quietly and assume their positions in the sacrosanct precincts of the Sitting and Sewing Society. Now, do we just sit and sew? Sewing plays a small role, yet our non-sewers show no anxiety, for sewing alone shan't maintain one's good standing in the Sitting and Sewing Society. Are we then some description of temperance crowd, extolling a creed of sobriety? Well, you would not have to ask, having once viewed proceedings of the Sitting and Sewing Society. Now, we're properly proud of the things we get done, and likewise proud of our propriety. If a thing is worth doing, then someone should do it. That's our motto at the Sitting and Sewing Society, a sabbatical order that's finished its chores. We rest on our oars, and we fail to keep score. We exude moderation from every pore. Our clubroom contains no calliope. No one lets off steam in the sacrosanct precincts of the Sitting and Sewing Society. So, if you're up to the folly and fracas, and don't shrink from the notoriety, come, tack on the trinkets we're wearing that make us the sitting and glowing and soap bubble blowing, the get up and going and chin stubble growing, the so on and so forth, and the thus and sewing, the Sitting and Sewing Society. Well, I believe I shall continue to improve the hour by mending this cherished handkerchief, which I found by the roadside, laundered many times. It's developed a little hole in the center. So I've got my work cut out for me here. Friends, I know you have yours. Let's keep in touch, and let me hear from you sometime. It's been my pleasure to address you thusly this morning. Peter Paul Van Camp. Saving a good 9 stitches here, at least. We shall reconvene anon. Be kind to yourselves.